that a large congregant of people are in a church worshiping, and you run it through the front door of that church and you set fire to that church, that is an act of domestic terrorism. And this is one of the reasons that I recently called for, and I'm saying once again, we need laws in place for acts of domestic terrorism in this country. We don't have a domestic terrorism act law on the books. We need Congress.
Hey, how you guys doing? I do security. I'm the kind of person who interdicts things like that. Can I please elaborate my opinion? So this guy's saying we need laws against terrorism. Okay, well, terrorism is already illegal. Having a gun in public is already illegal. Shooting people is already a capital offense. Okay, that's really redundant, you guys. So the same government that disables you from fully expressing your Second Amendment right to always be carrying, always be strapped, always be ready to overthrow the government. Defend yourself and your livelihood and your family, right? So the same government that screws your Second Amendment, you're going to look to that same government to now save you from terrorism. Please watch Jacob B. Peterson, the Prepper's Bunker channel. He just made a video about how you're not safe anywhere. And when the government isn't going to give your kids back when they get killed. The government isn't going to be having higher private security or dedicated security, to be your entourage 24/7. Okay, you're solely responsible for your own safety. And if you accept being a cuck and you accept that the law is always going to use these instances to alleviate you from danger, it doesn't work. This is the Wild West, you guys. Look at I'm a gun touting freaking Republican. No, I am a martial artist. I'm not trying to brag. Okay, if guns didn't exist, I would have a major upper hand compared to most people. Okay, it's just a fact. I'm not trying to brag. So this is the Wild West. Bad guys are always going to have guns that they illegally purchase or legally legally or illegally obtained. Okay, either way, or they're going to use rocks or sticks or fire or use a car. Okay, they're gonna use a baseball bat. They're gonna use a knife. Okay, so eventually you're gonna have to outlaw pencils because they're stabbing people with pencils. It's never going to end. And furthermore, this is my personal opinion. If you're not religious or whatever, you're going to hate me. If you're religious in America, you're going to hate me even worse. I believe that God is allowing all this stuff to happen, all this people getting assassinated, people getting mass shootings in religious places, because you guys, as an American Christian, Protestants, all that embarrassing nonsense, you guys are what they call dispensationalists. Some dude about 200 years ago named John Nelson Darby convinced you guys that you're going to escape the apocalypse in a rapture like Enoch in the Bible. And even though throughout all history, Christians have suffered the most. And you guys want to suck up to Israel, and America only exists to wipe Israel's ass, and you virtue signal by cucking yourself by thinking you're going to inherit some kind of lottery ticket blessing because of some out of context verse about how you're supposed to bless Israel, and if you don't, you'll get a curse when God promised to Abraham, yada, yada, yada. So, I mean, I'm driving through Norco, California, and all I see is like horse dune buggies and Israel flags. It's really stupid, guys, because you guys don't give a shit about the Syrian Orthodox Christian genocide. You don't want to look up, even secular history holds that Eastern Orthodoxy and maybe traditional Latin Mass Catholic is the most original faith. Pastor Billy Bob, for a tax-free job, who goes to Bible seminary and the Bible's in Greek, he has to not tell you these things to keep his... You're going to listen to him saying how bad the Catholic Church is, okay? You guys are a sycophantic club of plumb freaking ignorance, okay? Like, for example, in the Bible, the Church of Thessaloniki is still there to this day, and it's Orthodox, and it's a psyop. Google's a psyop. Google and secular history are saying that Catholics formed the Bible or canonized the Bible. It's retarded, you guys. You guys act like you Protestants, evangelical Protestants, you guys claim to have like a monopoly on the Bible, okay, when it was formed and it was canonized and decided what would be canonized by the Catholic Church in around like about the early 5th century at the Council of Hippo and other things. It took a while, okay? The same church that gave you your Bible that Martin Luther deducted from, and he wanted to burn the book of James because the epistle of James, James 2:24, goes solely against faith alone. And you guys have to do mental gymnastics whenever you guys get in debates with... that's a whole different tangent, guys. But nonetheless, if you're religious or whatever, and you're in America, you think you're Christian, okay, you believe that you're going to get raptured, like you're special, even though you don't fast, you don't pray, you don't like that, you don't do charity, you don't want to admit like something changed in the Bible, and now Christians are prosperous, and Joel Osteen's best life now pertains to you if you think positive, or if you dig in the Bible and find the right verse to remind God that he owes you a brand new car or a wife or a job, okay? When all the Christians throughout all of history, all they did was suffer and suffer and suffer and suffer and suffer. And they were way better people than us. They were way closer. They were far closer to the original disciples and apostles than we'll ever be. And we think, like America exists to wipe Israel's ass, and we're going to escape calamity of the apocalypse and the rapture. It's retarded. It's very retarded. What else was I going to say about this? Yeah, you're not going to look up... I would admonish you to look up Jay Dyer, who is the best Christian apologist in the world. He also does like geopolitics, whatever. Look up his debates against other evangelical Protestants. He makes us look stupid. I was bored Protestant, guys. Nonetheless, I'm very sure the Lord God is allowing all this religious persecution in our country because, one, it's a psyop. It's going to be used. It's going to be like there's millions and millions of people in USA. Murders happen every day. There's just going to be a political agenda behind this. More terrorist laws. Like more ways to screw you out of your Second Amendment rights. More ways that you think that the Republican Party is God's institution. When I saw, like, God bless Charlie Kirk, but when I saw his funeral or memorial on TV, all it was like, we are Judeo-Christian. Jews hate Christians. The Talmud says that Jesus is in hell boiling in excrement and that his mom was a whore. They call us goys. If you look it up, the people of Israel, if I say Jew or something in a pejorative, the algorithm will screw this video. They spit on Christians. They kick Christians, dude. You're not gonna care. You're just gonna think your own way. You're gonna have your own arbitrary reasoning, just like how in Protestantism the Methodists think different than the Baptists, and the Seventh-day Adventists think different than both, and the Amish and then the Pentecostals. They all say, God gave us the interpretation of the scriptures correct. We're the original church, but we all don't agree on anything except for forget Catholics and Orthodox. They have vain traditions. It's retarded. So I admonish you guys to go down the rabbit hole, that if you really care about your religion, Orthodoxy is actually the purest form of Christianity. In America, we're practicing some new age mess of trying to conflate God and Jesus, the gospel, with materialism. And I'm not anti-capitalism, but a byproduct of capitalism is everybody only cares about money to survive. It's been like that since the dawn of time. I think God understands, and I'm not trying to sound like a libtard. Anyway, and then all I heard at the Charlie Kirk memorial was, this government was instituted by God for being the man of the sword, like St. Paul said. It's just more bootlicking. You guys don't know the plight of the libertarians, and it's appalling how dumb you guys are, man, and how stupid you guys, willfully ignorant, that that America was built on, hey, government, all your only job is to guard the borders. Everything else, fuck off. You guys are so fucking weak, dude. Like, I don't know, like, if you're just a fucking douchebag that was so... another thing about the Charlie Kirk memorial, it was like, we're God's government, the institution of the sword, Judeo-Christianity, and like, you're not... Basically, what I heard was, you're not a part of the church or God's family, and like, unless you get married. Like, only people, only families and married people only matter, and that's the core of America. Like, oh man, like people, it's as if people like me are so stubborn that we don't just go to Walmart and pick out a wife and buy her. Like, I'll just order a good wife from Amazon and go to church. You guys are like, I don't know if like you spent so much time being a family-oriented douchebag that like you're like a yes man to your fat wife, and you're a slave to a mortgage, and so all you live only to come home and to watch Netflix and fucking Nickelodeon and shit. But you guys are weak pieces of shit, because you should have already fought. Your ancestors of this proud country USA told you not to let the government fuck your rights, dude. I as a martial artist, I can't understand any man who calls himself a man, who has a beautiful wife and kids and stuff, and you're not like I would, if I was in your shoes, I would be at home and like I'm in the shower and I pick up a Glock and start bathing with it. Like, oh shoot, this isn't a bar of soap. Like, I'd be going to the supermarket with 2 clips and a freaking Beretta or something like that, I'd have like a Mossberg in the back of my fucking thing right here. Like, I don't understand the trust, the naivety, and the dependence on a stupid fucking government, that doesn't give a shit, that uses all these things that happens as a psyop just to fuck you out of your rights even more. I can't understand, if you call yourself a man and you're not into weapons, and if you don't have a burning inclination in the back of your mind at all times that you need to protect your wife's ass and your kids and stuff, and you just go places unarmed and all fucking ignorant and naive, like a sheep led to the slaughter, and you think that everything's just gonna pan out good because you look at the glass half full and not half empty, and everything's puppy dogs and rainbows and everything and shit. You're positive, and you trust Jesus, and he's like, dude, I'm a Christian too, but you guys are really naive, and it's a fucking weakness, and I don't understand it. So, I mean, I thank God I'm healthy. I thank God I'm strong. The same fucking cops that try to fuck me over and give me stupid fucking tickets because you Karens are scared of me and shit like that, Like, I don't want to depend on their stupid asses that they waste our fucking tax dollars on gentrification patrol and acquiescing to Karen shit, right? And like your Dobie Gillis nerdy fucking ass, I'm scary for some fucking reason. I might as well have tattoos on my face. I'm always getting fucked with by law enforcement for no fucking reason. I've never committed a crime. That's my problem. You don't give a shit. But you're Leave It to Beaver looking fucking, gee golly, Mr. Willikers, that's swell, like suburban white America. Like, you guys are privileged, and you guys are, I don't want to wait for 50 or 911 to fucking save me. I want to do it. I want the credit for saving my wife and kids. I want to fuck shit up. I am benevolent. I am not going to murder anybody. I should, just because crazy fuckers are out there and they commit crimes or legally purchase weapons, doesn't mean that you should take that shit out of my fucking hands. I could defend myself. I don't have to wait for 911. That's just, even though it's blatant fucking self-defense, you're still going to get your car towed. You're still going to get detained. You're still going to lose work. You're still going to lose money by having to hire a lawyer because the government is more scared of Jesse Jackson coming to your assailant's defense and there being a fucking riot because while you're sitting there in court, the other thug's family is like, oh my God! Oh my God, he shot Tyrone! Oh, we missed Tyrone! And the government is more scared of them throwing a riot than giving a fuck about you defending yourself. You guys are all stupid. You're fucking weak. You're LARPing patriotism. You're not fucking Christians. And like all that tactical shit, you got Armalites at home. You're a prepper or something. Most of you guys are full of shit because you're just going to wait till Jason Aldean leads the charge when the big brother finally comes to your small town. You're only going to fucking barricade the next pandemic, the next political upheaval. You're only going to care about your own family, and you're going to bunker down and not help anybody else. The left, the Democrats, the shitbags, right? When George Floyd gets killed, when Trayvon Martin when Rodney King gets fucked, any stupid little thing happens, ICE and shit, the left will riot. The left will fucking burn their town down. But with the right, with us conservatives, if Kyle Rittenhouse is going to go to prison for life for shooting chomos, if they're going to incarcerate your President Orange Man over fucking falsified shit, and if they're gonna, the January 6th guy goes and rots in prison, right? Somebody kills a chomo, but they get fucking like 20 years or to life. You guys don't stand up for each other. You guys, if the ATF raids your neighbor's house, if Ruby Ridge happens up the street, you guys don't stand together. You guys don't do what Thomas Jefferson said and said, get the fuck up and water the liberty tree with the blood of tyrants and patriots, because you guys are comfortable. You guys are still living the American dream. You don't want to sacrifice for your posterity. You don't really see this as imminent. You don't really see this as danger, because like frogs boiling in a pot of water, you're still comfortable. Like the economy is going to shit and all this sodomy is being presented to your kids, and all you do is complain about it, make country songs about it, maybe shoot some beer cans in your backyard. Kid Rock is badass, by the way. And you get together and you think you're holy because you hate gays and shit like that. You look down on sissy liberal kids that some of them don't know any better, and you don't pray for their salvation or anything. You guys are ununified. You guys are too comfortable. You guys are not brave. You guys are being cowards. You guys are committing the sin of omission. You guys are retarded, willfully fucking ignorant, because you're not going to see that Zionism and fucking dispensationalism is full of shit. You're just going to want to believe what you want to believe. And so it's on you. I don't have no fucking family and shit like that to make me a cuck like you and have to watch my words and be all politically fucking correct. So I have to ask somebody out there. I have to be a douchebag. please subscribe so I can keep going live and I can tell people that they fucking suck and I can challenge them like the stupid fucking worthless cops today that fuck with me just for looking stupid with no probable cause. Hey, you guys are fucking worthless. I'm a fucking low life security guard, and I'm more important than you guys. I don't give people fucking superfluous tickets and waste tax dollars and wait in the parking lot to when active shooters are doing their things and letting kids getting killed because I need to go home and I need to go home in one piece. I need to be safe. You guys are bitches, and you could comment. I live in Southern California. We can box. I don't like you. I'm not a fucking bootlicker. And if you guys don't agree with my shit, you're fucking weak and you're beta and shit like that. Thomas Jefferson said, get the fuck off your ass. And Ben Franklin says, about this show, we need more terrorist laws. Fuck your Second Amendment. Ben Franklin said, if you give up freedom for security, you don't deserve both, you stupid fucking weak bitch. Fuck. Excuses. Stupid fucking worthless excuses for men.